Sun, and I am here to share with you today a little bit of inspiration, creation, energy, and the consciousness of the flower kingdom, and what has inspired me over my experience working with them as a florist, floral artist, floral communicator, and really just an opportunity for us to all come together and share in this joy and this elevation, an opportunity for us to expand ourselves, and an extra special treat today, sharing in a story of an experience of mine, creating an installation piece in Chicago. And so we'll speak a little bit about this, the understandings that have come forward to be shared, and then work together and move into a meditation to allow ourselves to expand, to release, to grow, and to become one, all with the assistance and the aid and support from the consciousness of creation itself. So much to discuss and enjoy over this next half hour together, and to inspire ourselves, to lift ourselves, and to shine that bright light that is us. A few brief announcements before we begin today, and everything is listed in the description of the session here, so you are able to go ahead and look and see what is up and coming with OfTheSun. We have our midday meditations with Diane every Wednesday at noon Eastern, an opportunity for us to stretch ourselves and become elevated and work with the mudras, and opportunities for us to grow together and get that extra boost of energy to help us throughout our day. Every Thursday, noon Eastern, we have LaOta of the Sun and Tavares of the Sun bringing us the Call for the Truth podcast. And this is an opportunity for us to look at current day events, real life experiences, and find the solutions that we need in order to assist us in achieving our divinity and achieving really opportunities for us to move through the areas within our life that need to be released and contemplated. We also have on Fridays with Enlakesh Studio One, we have the Divine Nation Call for the Truth workshop. We have Evolutionary Book Club that is going to be up and coming next week. It's the first Friday of every month. And then we have the Quantum Light Property Clearing Chronicles, which is the fourth Friday of every month, where Tavares, Tiffany, Diane, and myself all come together and share in healing stories and experiences that have brought us into expansion through the consciousness of clearing our spaces. So many robust opportunities for us to engage in truth and to elevate. So get a chance, if you get a chance, go ahead, peruse that, see what we have available, and check it out. So today we have an experience that I would like to share, and it is an artistic experience. It is an opportunity for us to look at the consciousness of creation energy, to look at what Mother Nature has given us, and to share in the experience and the joy of the beauty of flowers, because flowers do so many different things. If you've joined us before and in one of our sessions together, you have allowed yourself to move into this greater space of knowingness, to heal and to clear and to expand yourself simply by engaging with what a flower does. Its pure existence, its essence, its energy, its qualities. It is designed divinely to support us on our evolutionary journey to remembrance, to remembering all that we are, all that we are capable of, the abilities to heal, and to transcend ourselves into greater states of joy instantaneously. And that's what flowers do. When we engage with them, when we see them, when we work with them, gardening, creating, designing, communicating, we're receiving something greater. So it's an opportunity for us to release and be free. So today, this last week, I, as a florist, participated in an event, and it is a global movement, actually. It is called Fleur de Ville, which literally means flowers of the cities. And it is a movement, the two co-founders had this shared love of flowers and shared love of fashion. And so they brought the two together in a very creative, artistic way. And this movement travels the globe to 5 different countries. I think it's 29 different cities. And it brings the understanding of flowers as an art form creating fashion or couture, or as I like to say, horticulture, the horticultural aspect of the couture fashion industry. And selected florists are brought into the experience, and we create literally artistic embodiments on mannequins, these 6 foot tall mannequins of couture pieces. So they're wearing the fashion of flowers. And our paint is the flowers that we see in Mother Nature and what it brings to us. So it is really a very detailed, extravagant, artistic way that brings many, many people together. And this is what the show has evolved into more of, is this understanding of the energy of what flowers are doing for us. And as I was speaking with one of the co-founders, she shared with me that over the last decade since this has been going on, it has evolved into something greater than they could have ever imagined from the beginning. Seeing the amount of people that come forward that are willfully wanting to engage with this beauty. And she said, it's moved into this healing understanding of bringing people together. And when we come together and we resonate in higher frequencies, what we always talk about this, there's power in numbers. We have the ability to shift and change and clear and heal. And we are doing this through the understanding of what that power is that the flowers bring to us. So when we stop and we are still and we engage and we look at these beautiful details and this artistic expression from each one of the designers, we're inspired. We're inspired to see something outside of what we could have possibly imagined. And that creates a new energy for us to lean into together collectively in order to help us be inspired to clear something that we might be going through, whether that's personally, something in our own experience, or whether that's collectively as humanity as a whole. So this is the understanding of awakening imagination to inspire creation, to inform our bodies, to inform our fields, and to inform us with the information that we might need to help us move through those areas of stagnation or resistance, or and bringing us into greater space. So it's really more than just flowers on a mannequin. It's a movement, like I was saying, of remembrance and reconnection to the beauty that is here to inspire us to move into something more. So for the last 5 days on Michigan Avenue in Chicago, I have participated in this event, and I'm going to share a little bit about the process. If you haven't seen the design, you may be able to see that on the actual image for the thumbnail here, but also going to my Instagram, which is Elandre Floral, and it's also listed in the description here. So it's ELLEANDREE Floral. And you'll be able to see the piece in its totality and engage with it and look at all the different colors and concepts. But what the understanding of this year's theme was, because it changes every year, was Flora. And so Flora was the Roman goddess of spring. And she was the inspiration for this year's theme and show. So what we were tasked with as designers was a simple question: what is spring to you? And so I'm going to start with my understanding and what my inspiration was. When I think of spring, I do think of flowers. I think of new life. It is the beginning of a new cycle and an opportunity for us to move into more life, right? By awakening those aspects within ourselves, just as Mother Earth does, awakening through the flower consciousness, calling new life into being. And that supports the whole of all creation, because more flowers come forward, the birds start to awaken, the sun shines a little extra, the water comes in naturally to hydrate the earth for it to sprout and become green again. So there's all of these beautiful aspects of creation coming together to work in tandem to bring forward life energy. So the base of the dress for on the mannequin is all whites and neutrals. So they're all preserved foliage, all preserved energies, right? So this is the slumber. So life in the preservation process, we are sleeping. right? And so their base color is a creamy white. And to me, this was winter. So we have preserved amaranthus, preserved ferns, preserved ruscus foliages, and they've all been bleached in a very neutral color. So this is the winter, the snow, the cold, the ice, the silence, and the slumber on the base of the mannequin. And then there's this brilliant vibrancy of color that surrounds her. And we have color blocking in shades of lime greens and fuchsias and vibrant orange and yellow and violet tones. And it all works within the chakra color palette because it works together and flows in this beautiful rainbow light. And so this is the awakening, right? This is the energy of spring and this new vitality. So this was my understanding. And then the platform that she's based on is all potted flowers. So they are calla lilies and marigolds, and there's willow trees, coleus and ferns and ivy. All of these are actual potted plants and flowers so that she's in her garden. She is coming up from the earth energy, right? So this was my idea, and it was nice to read and see as I was moving through. There are 16 different mannequins in the actual space, and it was laid out such as a gallery so that you could walk through very easily and see each one and read a little bit about each designer's inspiration. There were a few that really took to me and stood out. One of the designers, she loved the tulip flower, and she could feel tulip as one of the most predominant flowers within the spring spring equinox coming to forward. And it's one of the first blooms that we do really see. So she had her mannequin literally be the centermost point of the tulip, and then it blossomed. So there were these petals that came out from different parts of her, and she was the flower. So here we have this emergence of almost the fairies and the flowers working together and creating this beautiful array of magic as the flower blooms. And I thought that that was very special. Another designer really felt into the earth energy, and she went and incorporated different mushrooms that she went and harvested off of her family's property with her mother and incorporated them into her design with the flowers. So she really wanted to create this mossy mushroom goddess from the earth, and it was so beautiful seeing the different textures and layers of moss that built up into this creation and this explosion of all of this different mushrooms and the fungi and all of this beauty and living life, because these were alive, depicted in her art. So that was another one that I thought very, very interesting and creative. Each designer stretched themselves to really lean into the energy of the flowers, of the concept of life, of the concept of nature and spring. And one of the commonalities was this understanding of rebirthing. And many of the designers incorporated that into this understanding of spring, which shows us that we are really all interconnected in this experience with the understanding of what spring is and how the flowers bring it into more of our understanding when we connect with them. So it was really a beautiful array. You're able to check out all of these again, going on Instagram and being able to see all of these photos. Today is the last day of the show and the exhibit. So if you're in Chicago and you're able to come visit, I will be down there this afternoon. It runs till 6 o'clock this evening, Central Standard Time, and we'll be there to answer more questions and share in more of the experience and show you a little bit about each flower and the process of bringing it into creation. Some things that I thought were very fascinating were, this was my second year participating. There were people that came last year and saw my piece that also came back to visit and speak with me again this year and see what I created. And I thought that was very special because this was another understanding through the power of flowers, that it was a remembrance. that we can call back the memory of an experience that we had and gain such elevation from it. And flowers hold that, they house that, and they were what brought these people back to see more of it, because they were just so enticed with the creativity and the beauty that the flowers brought forward and were expressed through each of the designers. So that was very special. I heard stories of people sharing the inspiration that flowers brought to them, their willingness to want to share and heal and connect with me specifically, because we're speaking, but to do that just collectively was special. There was a woman that shared she had always wanted to be a florist, and life happens, and she finds herself in her mid 40s and hasn't gotten there yet, but has started and stopped and started and stopped, and she said, I'm inspired to try again. And through our conversations, this was an awakening for her. And very similarly, I had the same experience. We started and stopped and started and stopped, but then I decided. And I was able to share a little bit of who I am and my experience, which helped her inspire herself to go deeper into this, and to start calling forward her dream to make this so, and so it is. And this was because of a byproduct of being inspired to feel into the energy of something that she's wanted her whole life. So there was an awakening within her simply by being in the energy of joy through the consciousness of the flower realm. There was another woman that came forward and shared a story with me. She's a retired college professor, and one of her activities that she used to do through creative writing with her classes were they would talk about flowers. And she said we would talk about a living flower, but then an artificial flower. And while both embody flower consciousness, there is a difference. And she said, lean in, she would tell her students, lean into the understanding of a living flower and what you feel, calling that forward to your mind. And then an artificial flower, does it feel the same? Does it look the same? Is the experience the same? And it was an opportunity for them, her students, to really stretch themselves into comparison of what is life and what is not life, what looks like life but isn't life. And so I thought that was also very creative, because it helps us stretch ourselves into our intuitive abilities, but also into the truth and what we feel, and how to bring that forward into our creative writings. So here we are using creation energy through a flower to create and inspire this within ourselves to write a story, write a poem. So it was wonderful to hear and see some of the energy behind the flowers inspiring many people in many different ways that were very important to them in their own chosen careers and paths. So many different understandings coming forward for us to look at through the consciousness of flowers, and this exhibit of art, really looking at it as an art form, is an opportunity for us to also go deeper. So many different understandings here, and I've been inspired to bring forward a meditation for us to engage in today with the consciousness of the flower realm, in our honor, respect, and gratitude for what they have inspired through this beautiful art form and this exhibit, and this opportunity for all of us to come together and share in that energy. So if you are in harmony and in agreement, may we join in this beautiful opportunity together to call forward the flower realm, to call forward creation energy, to call forward Mother Nature and the elements of the air, the earth, the fire, and the water, all integral not only to the flower's existence, but to our shared existence as humanity, operating in oneness with all that is life. So together, shall we allow ourselves to become still? Lean into your body and your breath. And together, shall we take in a deep cleansing breath, inhaling life, and exhaling all that does not serve you. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time, taking in a deep inhale. And exhale, releasing all that does not serve you. Feel your breath moving through the body. Feel the earth underneath your feet. Feel into the sunlight, warming your body, awakening your cells, the fire of creation itself informing you. Feel into the water within you. Gently hydrating the areas of the body requiring information. Shall we call forward the consciousness of the flower realm? See yourself in your garden, surrounded by the energy of all life, supported and sustained. Now go back into the earth, feeling your connection. Feel the energy of creation moving up into the body, into the light column, and starting with the root, beginning our journey through the chakra centers, feeling the energy of creation in the root, red, grounding, moving up into the sacral chakra, seeing the color orange, creating, ascending into the solar plexus, yellow, releasing, taking that earth energy and moving up into the heart space. Visualize the color green, renewing, and up into the throat, blue. This energy communicating with all systems of the body. Gently feeling the energy move to the third eye space, indigo, knowing, and moving up into the crown chakra, the color violet. Becoming, feeling this energy stretch to the heavens, blossoming into being. And breathe. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Leaning into the energy that has now awakened every aspect of you. Allow yourself to gently move back into your spaces, into your bodies, taking with you the newest version of you, grounded, planted, rooted, created. Welcome back. This is available to you at any moment to simply allow yourself to become still and connect with the oneness of the flower. And it doesn't even have to only be a flower. It can be the tree, it can be the plant, it can be the sun, it can be the earth. Whatever it is in nature, the creation energy, it's all interconnected. And it's all available to us at a moment's notice. Whether we're inside, outside, wherever we are, we may activate this within our mind's eye and call it forward to facilitate the appropriate healing and sustenance that we need in order to change something up within our own experience. So we give honor, respect, and gratitude to the energy the flowers have brought forward into this shared space, into this knowingness, into this artistic expression. Shall we call to lean into that today? Shall we be reminded of that this week, that we are the creators of our reality? To allow ourselves to awaken the imagination within us, to inspire creation. Think a new thought, do a new thing, try a new way. The flowers are here to remind us to step into the artists that we are, to paint a new experience. And that was exactly my experience with honor, respect, and gratitude that I had with this installation, to be able to lean into more creative energy, to be able to be healed, to be able to share in that with all of you and all of those that came in person. It really was a wonderful experience to connect, to come together, and to move into greater states of joy. So, I leave you with En Lakesh and Veritas. This is oneness and truth. I see in you what I see in me, and inspired to engage with a flower. Engage, have a conversation, have a communication, say hi. Gain what there is to be gained. En Lakesh and Veritas, everyone, with honor, respect, and gratitude. Integrity, discipline, and action.